We have RUZAMAN Reyes, who is one of our avid followers and is always in the live chat, and he's right in there now. He actually posted something about the Patriots, so I'm going to quote what his live chat statement is here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit before we move on to topic number 6. It says, enjoying the show, and since he thought the Pats got worse, in my opinion, he says, and Belichick have to make the playoff because the Pats fans are starting to get annoyed, is basically what he's saying. He thought the Pats got worse this week against the Jets. Belichick's got to do something because the Patriots fans are getting annoyed. I'll go first a little bit, Brandon, then you can fire off. As Patriots fans, we expect Super Bowls, but we just lost the greatest Super Bowl winning quarterback in the history of the NFL. So what we have to, I think, as Patriots fans have to understand is that this particular season is going to be a buildup. The Pats are a work in progress. Not only do you have a rookie quarterback back there who is probably more ready than any rookie quarterback in a while. I mean, Mac Jones seems like he's just ready to go, but he still is not going to be chucking the ball around the yard because they still want to win games. On top of that, you have a ton of new personnel, both in the skills position part of it on offense, but also the defense has a ton of new guys. Matt Judon, Devin Godshaw, Kyle Van Noy, who was gone last year, is back, and he actually missed the Jets game. And the other part of the Patriots that I think is struggling right now is their run defense has not been good the first 2 seasons, so they got to clean that up. They're still waiting for Stephon Gilmore, who's on IR, to hopefully come back after week 6. So the Patriots just have a lot of work to do, and that's because they have so many new guys. It takes time to get everybody on the same page, to get everybody in the same rhythm. One play in particular that was talked about on Greg Bedard's podcast from the Boston Sports Journal is that there was a play where Mac Jones threw it quickly to James White in the flat, and he got just nailed right away. And Mac Jones threw it a little bit high, but looking back at the film, Bedard was even talking about how normally a Patriots tight end in that play would go about 4 yards off the line of scrimmage and also sort of just run this route to shield the linebacker away from the running back in the flat. Whereas what Hunter Henry did on that particular play was he went a little too far field, 6 or 7 yards, and the linebacker went under him and was right there to make the play with James White. So what he was saying was basically the timing, the feel for these plays is just a little bit off right now because it's week 2. Hunter Henry barely played during the preseason. Jonnu Smith barely played during the preseason. So, we talked about earlier about how that Mac Jones missed Hunter Henry in the end zone earlier in the game. Mac Jones is now probably going to look for him after watching that film and say, I got to look for Hunter a little bit more on a play like that. So the timing, the new guys, rookie quarterback, you're now on your 3rd quarterback in 3 years as opposed to having the same quarterback for, 19 years. So I think that's something that we have to consider. They just win some games, get better every week. There's going to be weeks where Mac Jones is going to be terrible. He's a rookie. But the Pats are just going to keep building and building and building and hopefully play well at the end of the season.
RUZAMAN Reese, man, we love you on this show. You're always commenting. You're here weekly. I mean, you're here just as much as us. I mean, honestly, I love it. Yeah, so I love it. RUZAMAN Reese, thanks for the comments about the Patriots. Honestly, I see both sides. I see RUZAMAN's point, and I see yours as well. So let's go with RUZAMAN's point. I got to agree with him. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed with this Patriots team. I want to see us win. I want to see us at least minimum get back to the playoffs. And I think that's the key. You know what I mean? As Patriots fans, like you said, we expect championships, but at least let's expect to be fighting for a championship. That's the main goal every single year. So I want to see this team get back to the playoffs. And then I think a lot of things why some fans are annoyed is because they expected to have a veteran quarterback. They expected to have Cam Newton here, a veteran quarterback. Like I said, the team's looking very mediocre, still like Cam Newton was on the squad, except Mac Jones is leading it. So I can see why some fans would be kind of annoyed that we're not getting enough yet. But on the other hand, I do see your point, obviously, where we got the rookie quarterback. We've got to be, patient per se, give him a little bit more time to develop and come along. And I do think, like I said, I even said it on the show earlier, from week 1 to week 2, he showed me a lot of progression and did get better. I do think the team looked a little better, still obviously very pedestrian. I think the defense did their job, obviously had a lot of gifts given to them by Zach Wilson. But I do think, this is a Patriots team. They still got a lot of work to do. And if they want to look to make the playoffs, they've still got a lot of messages that they need to send to the NFL, especially the AFC East.
Folks, if you like this show, you're watching it right now on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. That's Comeback Sports on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, Comeback Sports. And then all the cut-ups that our awesome producer, Ben Kudo, puts together after the show, that'll all filter to your YouTube channel. You don't have to go search for it. It's just right there in your subscriptions.